Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of I'm LaToya Rena. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, hey y'all, today is our week 32 Wegovy update. Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Still not understand. Okay guys, I have a lot to discuss today, so I hope that I'm not all over the place with this, but forgive me if I am. We'll start with the basics, the regular stuff. I am still on the 1 milligram dose of Wegovy. My primary care provider does want me to go up to 1.7. I have officially lost 52 pounds. Yes, 5'2". I started at 230. I'm currently at 178, guys. This is amazing. I couldn't be happier. Now, let's get into the more complicated stuff. So, if you've been with me, you know, guys, that we already knew this was coming. That in 2025, my insurance provider, Blue Cross Blue Shield, was no longer going to cover Wegovy at like the basic tier. There's like, I think, tier 1, 2, and 3. And, you know, obviously the higher the tier up you go, the more expensive your monthly premiums are. So I made the decision to not increase my tier because it was going to cost me a significant amount of money extra each month to potentially be able to get Wegovy and still have to pay for Wegovy. It's not like I'd get it for free. You know, I'm going to have to pay a few $100s extra a month, plus have to pay hundreds of dollars for Wegovy if I would have went up to tier 3. And so I decided not to. I kept the same tier that I've always been on. And so as a result, Wegovy is not covered with the tier that I'm at. We did go on ahead and pursue the prior authorization. My primary care did, or his nurse. And you know, it took a while, but I did my own investigating, called insurance myself, did all the things, and found out that the, you know, request had been denied. And so when I spoke to insurance about this, I was like, okay, thank you for the information. Is there anything else I should know? And they're like, well, actually, if your provider will fill out this, I think it's like a formulary exception form, you can still get Wegovy at about $300 a month. But they have to fill it out. The process takes 3 days. You know, that's what you can do to potentially still get it and not have to go down maybe some other avenues in order to continue your weight loss journey. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I told my provider this. Well, not my provider. I told his staff this in like the little portal we use. And I love my physician. Not too fond of his staff, just being real. And they basically were like, well, we don't think that it'll get approved with the formulary exception form, even though Blue Cross told me it would. But they're like, we don't think it'll happen, so we think that you should pursue getting the compounded version of semaglutide and go into a compounding pharmacy to get it. I know a little bit about that, don't know a ton, you know what I mean? And so I was like, okay, well, all right, we'll do it. They were like, you know, usually it costs about $150 to $300. You know, it's not going to be, you know, in the pen form like Wegovy is, where it's easy, simple, error-proof, all the things. I think that you'll have to like get a syringe, vial, you know, remove the medication from the vial and inject yourself, whatever. I'm personally okay with that just because I do work in healthcare. I'm not a nurse. I've been seeing in the comments, I want to go ahead and like just put it out there, guys. I am not a nurse. I am a respiratory therapist. So I deal primarily with life support. I run the ventilators and the ICUs and stuff like that. So that is what I actually do. I'm not a nurse. I do know a lot of nursing things because my previous prior to me taking on the job that I have currently, I worked as a clinical liaison, which is typically a nurse's job, but by the grace of God, I was able to get it because I do have a lot of nursing clinical knowledge, and I did that for like 5 years. So anyway, so I know a lot of nursing things, but I am not a nurse. I'm actually a respiratory therapist. I work with nurses, you know, every second of my workday though. We you know, wouldn't make it through our shifts without each other. So anyway, went off on, you know, kind of went off topic there, but just wanted to put that up there because I've been noticing a lot of people have been thinking I'm a nurse, and I guess I didn't make that very clear. I'm not a nurse. I'm a registered respiratory therapist by trade. So anyway, I'm comfortable with drawing up medications and injecting it. We do have to do some of our medications that way in the respiratory world. I'm okay with needles. I'm fine with it. So I was like, okay, we can do the compounded form. And so I was under the impression that my provider's nurse was going to seek one in the area in which I live. So I waited a couple days and reached back out, and I was like, hey, any updates? Spoke to a different nurse who basically was like, nah, girl, that's your job. Like, you gotta find it. And I'm just like, okay. Initially I was like, okay, well, that's wasn't what I felt like was said to me in the previous message, but how do I go about finding a pharmacy that compounds these medications? And then so I sent that, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I can do it myself. Like, just Google compounding pharmacies. So I found like 8 of them in my area, and I started calling them yesterday. So I did that, got the information I needed, which was this. So this will be good for anybody who's in the same position as me that may need to look at this. A lot of compounding pharmacies offer semaglutide, which is Wegovy. It's just, you know, Wegovy's the big brand name or whatever. They offer compounded semaglutide in a sublingual form, so like a tablet that you put under your tongue, let it dissolve. You take it morning and night every day. Which isn't terrible, right? It's not like you're swallowing pills multiple times a day. You know, I know that's a deterrent for some people. They don't want to take pills every day, especially if they don't already take anything. But this is just a sublingual tablet that you put under your tongue twice a day. So that's what most of them offer. A couple of them offer where you know, like I said before, you use the needle, remove the medication from the bottle, inject yourself in, you know, your skin, and that's it. The price ranges varied anywhere from like $110 a month to like $450 a month, and it just depended on the dosage. It depended on the type of medication, you know, whether it was the tablet or the injectable. It just depended on a bunch of different things. And so I went on ahead, responded back in the portal that my doctor's office uses, and I was like, you know, this was after I was like, well, give me some guidance. And then I was like, well, actually, I already called the pharmacies. I got some information. These are the ones in the area that might make the most sense to me as far as pursuing. You know, please advise, blah, blah, blah. And I think I might have sent something else too. Oh, I said, you know, I had went on my insurance website, and I was like, well, surely there are other GLP-1 medications that are approved by my insurance, so let me see who they are. And so my insurance does cover, I think Mounjaro, and it doesn't cover Zepbound. What's another one? It covers Ozempic, but obviously I'm not about diabetic, so I can't do Ozempic. So I was like, just FYI, my insurance does cover these. It would cost X amount of dollars, which was similar or maybe a little less than what these compounded forms of semaglutide would cost, you know. And I just gave them all this information. So I think that the nurse that I was speaking with, I don't know what to think. I'm just gonna assume the best. But there was a delay in her response. In fact, she never responded. In the end, my provider, my actual physician, who he's been my doctor for 18 years. Yeah, 18 years this year. You know, love him to death. He never steers me wrong. Love him. All the things, right? Like, I will be a very, very sad girl when he retires, because he says he's not retiring soon, but I don't know. My OBGYN says the same thing. I'm like, I don't know. Like, she backed off from, like, she's not delivering babies anymore. She's just a gynecologist. I'm like, you acting like you about to get out of here. But anyway, so my provider responded very professionally, very, you know, clear and concise with his message, and was basically like, from his experience, the injectables are always better or more effective. So he would like me to get the semaglutide injectable compounded medication from a compounding pharmacy. He specifically was like, you know, this particular one that I had called would be great. You know, as far as like just how they operate and stuff like that, you know, he felt like we would have a better experience using that particular pharmacy. And so, so he was like, so I'm going to send the prescription over today. And then he was trying to figure out, because like with the compounded forms, the dosages are different from like, say, your Wegovy pen. It's not like, you know, 0.25, 0.50, 1, 1.7, 2.4, you know, for the compounded medications like it is for Wegovy. It's different. In fact, let me look. One of the places they were saying 1 milligram, 2 milligram, 3 milligram vials, or no, tablets, the sublingual tablets. The injectable one, they have 2 ml vials, 2 milliliter vials. And then there's another pharmacy on my list here that they only offer the 0.25 milligram vials or 1 milligram vials. So it's so different. And so my doctor, he was doing the dosage calculations and things like that to figure out which one I would need, because he did want me to increase my dose regardless. Like if, you know, if I was able to stay on Wegovy, he wanted me to increase anyway, because I'm not really losing anything these last few weeks. I haven't really lost much, you know what I mean? And I've been on the 1 milligram dose, gosh, I don't even know how long. Y'all could probably tell me better than I know. It's been at least like 2-3 months. I don't know. Probably since my surgery. Yeah, probably since my myomectomy surgery, which was in October. But I don't think I resumed until November. So it's been a while that I've been on 1 milligram. So he wanted me to go up anyway. So he did the dosage calculation and everything, figured it all out, sent the script in yesterday. I called the pharmacy today because I've never used this pharmacy before. So I was like, well, how would they notify me? And so they were, I called them. They're like, yes, we got the script, all the things. And they let me know that they would text me when it's ready. So I'm currently waiting on the medication to be ready now. I don't need the medication right now though. I have and I just looked, I have 3 of the Wegovy pens in a 1 milligram, and then I have like 2 of the 0.5 milligram in my fridge. So technically I don't really need it yet. I probably wouldn't need my next dose until pushing the end of February. I'm just being, you know, proactive and just getting it. Something that they did tell me though, I don't remember the dosages or anything like that. I didn't write it down, but they did say they have like one option, it's $300, it lasts me 3 weeks, and then they have another option, it's $450 and it would last me 6 weeks. Gosh, saying it out loud, it sounds crazy, but the pharmacy I'm going to, the compounding pharmacy I'm going to, they do accept health savings account cards, and I have one. So it's not like it's just, you know, money coming out of my credit union account or whatever you know, insert whatever bank you use. It's coming out of a health savings account card that I have to use by the end of the year anyway. So that makes me feel better. Also too, you know, I am well into my Wegovy journey. Like I just said in the beginning, I've lost 52 pounds. It's not like I'm, you know, got 50 more pounds to lose or something like that. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. So I look at it as I'm not going to be spending a large chunk of money for a long time. You know what I mean? Like I'm nearing the end of my weight loss journey. I don't know how long I'll go though, but sitting at 178, I feel good. I notice, like I for real notice now that things have changed. Even the way my body sits in chairs. Like my hips used to kind of go over in, you know, the sides of chairs, or like on like the leg press machine at the gym, it kind of go over. Now I'm like well in the chair. So I'm noticing, I see it, that I have lost a good amount of weight, and I'm in a good spot, and I'm feeling good, and I'm looking good, and I'm loving it. I do just want to lose just a little more. I'm still technically considered overweight, which I'm fine with being overweight. I don't want to be obese. You know what I mean? I'm fine with being overweight because the BMI scale and all that. And y'all, let me tell y'all, there's been a big old debate at work about how tall I actually am and how tall other people are. So when we were at work, I was at work the other night, we pulled out one of these scales, and you know, you can measure your height. Cause like one of my colleagues, he swore up and down, he's like, you're not 5'8", you're 5'9". You're not 5'8", you're 5'9". Y'all, I'm 5'9". So putting it out there because I know I've said before, you know, I've given my measurements before and it's been based off of a 5'8" height. That was incorrect. I'm 5'9". So yeah. Which is fine because that's what my license says. But like the last time I got measured by my doctor, I really believe and think that they said 5'8", but doesn't matter. I'm 5'9", and I'm currently 178 pounds, and I want to lose a little more, but I'm not trying to reach that BMI goal because I want to say they want me to be like 130, 140, something crazy, something ridiculous that doesn't take into account body types, shapes, genetics, things like that. I would be this big at 130. Not cute at all. So that is where we are. I am gonna pay, at least for the first, you know, 3 months, or not 3 months, 3 weeks of the compounded semaglutide. I'm kind of not looking forward to doing it just because it's not as convenient as the pen, but if it's gonna still give me the same results, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I'm just glad that this is even an option, that I don't have to abruptly stop Wegovy. So that is the latest and greatest, guys. If you like the content that I'm offering to you, please make sure that you hit the like button as well as the subscribe button so that when new content posts, you are one of the first people to see it. It also helps this channel grow. I see you guys, all my new subscribers. I see you. At the time that I'm recording this video, I'm currently at 777 subscribers. So I love you all so very much, and I appreciate y'all tuning in every week to listen to me talk about things that are important to me, and that you find value in what I am sharing with you guys. I truly I do appreciate it. So y'all stay tuned for more content here soon. I've got to give y'all a Sabinco update because I started Sabinco for eczema, and y'all, we are no longer on Sabinco. So gonna give y'all an update on that, and yeah, just go from there. So I love you guys. Bye.